Welcome to our informative video series on manufacturing in Mexico. Today, we'll be discussing the startup costs associated with manufacturing in Mexico. If you're thinking about expanding your operations, this video will provide you with insights into the key expenses involved. When it comes to starting up a manufacturing facility in Mexico, there are several cost factors to consider. Let's explore them in more detail. First is legal and incorporation costs. Setting up a legal entity in Mexico involves expenses such as legal fees, registration fees, and notary fees. These costs vary depending on the type of entity you choose, such as a corporation or a limited liability company. Additionally, there may be costs associated with obtaining the necessary permits and licenses to operate your manufacturing facility. Leasehold improvements and facility expenses are another consideration. Leasing a facility in Mexico will involve costs for leasehold improvements to customize the space for your manufacturing needs. These improvements may include renovations, installation of equipment, and setting up infrastructure. Additionally, ongoing facility expenses like rent, utilities, and maintenance should be factored into your startup budget. You should also consider regulatory fees and expenses. Compliance with Mexican regulations and standards is essential. You may incur fees for certifications, inspections, and compliance documentation. These costs can include environmental permits, health and safety assessments, and quality certifications required for your specific industry. Another cost involves physical assets and internal staffing. Investing in physical assets is a significant part of startup costs. This includes purchasing or leasing machinery, equipment, and tools necessary for your manufacturing processes. Additionally, you'll need to budget for the recruitment, hiring, and training of internal staff to operate and maintain the equipment and run the day-to-day operations. Training costs can add up as well. Training your workforce on processes, safety protocols, and quality standards is crucial. These training costs can include conducting internal training programs or engaging external trainers or consultants. Proper training ensures that your employees are skilled and knowledgeable, which leads to efficient and high-quality manufacturing operations. However, it's important to note that working with a shelter service provider like Tetakawi can help companies reduce their startup costs. A shelter service provider offers a cost-effective solution by sharing infrastructure, resources, and expertise among multiple clients. By leveraging their established facilities and services, companies can significantly reduce their initial investment and overhead costs. A shelter service provider handles the administrative complexities of setting up and operating in Mexico, including legal and incorporation costs, facility expenses, regulatory compliance, and even staffing and training. This allows companies to focus on their core competencies and get their manufacturing operations up and running quickly and efficiently. In summary, startup costs for manufacturing in Mexico typically include legal and incorporation costs, leasehold improvements and facility expenses, regulatory fees and expenses, physical assets and internal staffing, as well as training costs. Working with a shelter service provider like Tetakawi can help companies reduce their startup costs by providing a cost-effective and streamlined solution. Stay tuned for more informative content on manufacturing in Mexico.